How about you, Wilbon? Who from that group does nobody want to see?
The Timberwolves. Did you just see their 6 games clear of the Clippers? There's some things to point out. Defensively, Minnesota's 13th in defensive rating, up from 28th last year. And Karl Anthony-Towns is probably going to get my vote for third-team center all-league, all-NBA center at worst. Karl Anthony-Towns and D'Angelo Russell have been a formidable duo. And that starting lineup they tried out there pretty consistently has been in the top 10 in terms of efficiency. So the Minnesota Timberwolves have a lot going on.
What's good, YouTube, man? Welcome back to another episode of Self Check. If you've been watching, you know that I'm eating, but you knew that already, because you'll be tuning in every time we post a video. If you're a returning viewer, what's good? I appreciate you coming back. And if you're a new viewer, welcome to Self Check. Stay towards the end of the video, see if you like it or not. Check out some of our other work. I'm sure we might have something you might like. And man, let's go ahead and get into it. 5 months ago on this channel, we had dropped a video about these very Timberwolves being hungry and being ready to hunt them down the playoff spot out there in the West. Fast forward now, look where we at now. I told y'all it was gonna happen.
And it done fucked around and happened.
Believe it or not, this is one of the most winningest seasons that they've had in franchise history. You gotta go all the way back to 2004 when they still had KG on the squad. When they set the record for the most wins in history with 58 in the season. This is only the 3rd time since 2004 the Timberwolves have had over 45 dubs in the season. That is crazy. God. It's cool that they lead the league in points per game. They even lead the league in 3-pointers made per game. But what's been the difference and what's been like able to kind of help them turn things around compared to years prior is their defense. If you look years prior, I think in 2015 they had the worst defense in the league. From there on out, up until this year, it was horrible. At one point during the season, their defense was so good. Back in November, they had a top 10 defense. Now, it's fluctuated kind of up and down throughout the season, because I know at one point they were 10th, then they were 21st, and then they were 17th, and then they were 25th. But now, just coming out of March, they got that thing all the way back up to 3rd. And that 3rd defensive rating in the league helped them go 10-5. So if you ask me, it's definitely the defense that's kind of helped them turn things around this season. One of the most unlikely suspects, in my opinion, is actually the reason why this defense is so good, and that's D'Angelo Russell. Not to take anything away from Patrick Beverley, because Patrick Beverley has had a profound impact on this team too. Patrick Beverley has never missed the playoffs in his career, and I don't think he was trying to start this year. So whatever he could bring to this team, the toughness and all of that, to kind of like put a battery in these guys back, make sure that they playing with toughness and really playing tough defense out there for a full 48, he's had an impact on this team too. But I think the way D'Angelo Russell has been able to impact this team, because when you think defense, you don't really think D'Angelo Russell, but the way Chris Finch, him have kind of been able to kind of figure things out to where he can be effective out there is definitely something that needs to be given more credit than it's being given. The growth and maturity of D'Angelo Russell over the course of his career, that's something that can't go unnoticed either. This the same D'Angelo Russell when he was on the Lakers. You had to watch what you said around, bro, whenever he had his phone out. I really like the way D'Angelo Russell has kind of embraced his role on this team. D'Lo isn't the best on-ball defender, but he's able to make up for it by knowing the other team's offense and always calling out where his teammates need to be on defense. It even looked like D'Angelo Russell was cool with kind of being like the 3rd star or the 3rd guy on the team. I like that he kind of got Cat next to him and Ant next to him, and he kind of let those guys do what they do. He kind of just gets his in wherever he gets his in at. If y'all remember, 2019 Brooklyn Nets, D'Lo was an absolute monster with the bench mob. Shout out to the bench mob, they was lit.
Let me squeeze. They trying to be cracked. They trying to be cracked. She wanted me cutty. That bitch is a baby. I'm a fucking house. I'm 730. Ain't no pet, I can't cut it. I smoke down, I can't cut it.
Because he easily could be like, y'all saw what I did in Brooklyn, man, let me do what I do. But no, he doing whatever it takes for the betterment of the team. I like that, so shout out to D'Lo. While we on the subject of giving guys credit who probably don't get enough of what they do on this team, we gotta talk about Jared Vanderbilt. I look at it like this. Your defense is already good as hell, and you kind of got Patrick Beverley, who you can kind of stick on the opposing team's best guard. You kind of got Jared Vanderbilt, who you can stick on the opposing team's best wing. I've seen Jared Vanderbilt guard some of the best wings in the league. I've seen him guard LeBron. I've seen him guard KD. Oh, he has to stick some of the best wings in the league, and he even does a good job on them dudes too. Not to mention, he be grabbing hella rebounds, and I don't think it's a coincidence that he's similar to Patrick Beverley. You love him if he's on your team, and you hate him if you gotta go against him. So shout out to Jared Vanderbilt too. You know, it's only right that we talk about the big fella next, Karl Anthony-Towns, or as the ref called him the other night.
Who? Woo!
If Cat don't make All-NBA, we have a problem. Cat has only made All-NBA one time, and that was back in 2018. The NBA has already came out and said that Embiid and Jokic can both be on first-team All-NBA, which means the only centers who are kind of in that conversation for All-NBA are Bam and Rudy Gobert. If Cat does not make All-NBA, we have a problem. Cat is averaging 25, 10, 4 assists, along with a steal and a block a night on like 53, 41, 83 splits. That's kind of close to like a 50, 40, 90. So this man has to make All-NBA. We talking about arguably the greatest shooting big of all time. Now Kevin Durant is rolling with Dirk for his greatest shooting big man of all time, and I kind of get that a little bit, because when you think shooting, you gotta talk mid-range and long range. Dirk got it from the mid-range. Cat don't really shoot too many mid-ranges for real. But to me, when you got it like how Cat does from outside, you don't really need no mid-range.
Nope.
So in the comment section, man, I want you to let me know, who do you have for the greatest shooting big man of all time, man? Don't just watch this and don't comment. In the comment section, man, let me know who you got for the greatest shooting big man of all time. I really want to know what you got to say. For Anthony Edwards, you never know if when he's speaking on something, if he's joking around or not, because when he do his interviews, it's always something funny bound to kind of come up out of there. He always joking around, so you never know if he's being for real or not. I think when he said this, he was for real. In 5 years, he said he wants to be the face of the league and have a couple MVPs under his belt. Now, easily, and I mean easily, he's going to be one of the faces. He has the personality, swag, and the game. And he bound to catch a body on any night if a defender is stupid enough to jump with this man or even stand in this man's way when he's going to the rim. But
He needs some milk.
you still got Luka, Giannis. There's also one more guy who plays for this team who Ant said he wants to beat this year, and that's Ja Morant. Now, I don't know if Ant meant regular season or postseason, but because these guys are headed to the postseason, what would happen if the Grizzlies ran into this pack of wolves? This season, the two teams, they broke even. They 4 games. They split 2 apiece. So the Timberwolves, they got that going for them, and that good defense that they got, they even made it tough for Ja this season. Against the Timberwolves this season, Ja only averaged like 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists on not that great split. So if they can continue to do that this season against the Grizzlies, if they were to match up, then they might have a chance. But the Grizzlies, man, that defense is tough. It's basically grit and grind 2.0 if we being honest, because as a team, they lead the league in rebounds, steals, blocks. Like, it's tough. But listen, those two teams match up, I'm all here for it. But the season that the Timberwolves are having, this got me thinking, are these guys the next team to kind of make that leap? In my opinion, you make that leap either one or two ways. You can either sign a star free agent and they come in and they affect winning in the team immediately. For example, Chris Paul. Before Chris Paul got over to the Phoenix, the Suns were kind of hovering towards the bottom of the West. You sign Chris Paul, get a trip to the finals, you just set the record for the most wins in team history. You can either do it that way, or option 2, promising young star, Ja Morant / Grizzly way, and you let that star player, that young star, just keep growing and growing and growing and growing, and then he takes you there. If you ask me, do I think they can? I'm gonna say hell yeah. I think Anthony Edwards got to kind of take his game to the next level. I think the Timberwolves gonna be that next team to kind of make that jump. But all right, y'all, I'm gonna call the wrap on this one, man. I told y'all the Timberwolves, man, they was about to knock them down a playoff spot. There's just one more thing left to do. They got to make it up out that play-in. It would suck for them to put in all this work throughout this season for the play-in to screw them over. It was all for nothing. Again, this has been another episode of Self Check. Like, comment, subscribe to all that good stuff, man. Help the channel out if you've been feeling these videos. Again, I'm E. I appreciate you rocking out with me, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Peace.